I want to get one. There you go.
All right. Hi, this is Jim Moore from Vaudevisuals. I'm here at Theater 80, St. Mark's Place, with Shane and David, the Umbilical Brothers, who are visiting us from Australia for a show called
Speed Mouse. Re-squeaked.
Re-Squeaked. You did originally the Squeaked, the show at the Joyce several years ago.
Yes, but there was a lot of squeaking. There was a lot of squeaking that is not in the show now. We took that squeaking out. We replaced it with different squeaking.
Awesome. So you guys have been performing for 27 years together. And since a lot of my viewers are performers, I'd like to get some insight into kind of like your rehearsal process, how you keep it fresh.
Rehearsal is an interesting word, Mr. Bond. Well, we keep it fresh by, we know what the show is, but there's always some elasticity in the show. So we know that's coming up, that's coming up, that's coming up, but anything could happen between this and that and that. As long as we have our eye on the next footstep across the stream, we can swim around a bit. You just got to keep your eye on, you be aware of where you're going next, I think.
Yeah, if your viewers are mostly performers, they know that this being comedy, we only know if it's really working if people are laughing. And if there's just Shane and I in a rehearsal room, we make each other laugh all the time. So everything we do is funny, but we have to, so we don't really do that. We just wait until we get in front of an audience, we create something, and then we say, okay, well, that worked, that didn't, that didn't. We've done one show last night, and tonight is going to be a little different because we now have worked out the America right in this section of time. What's going on?
So basically there's a little slush in there for improv, which you then test in front of the audience.
Yes.
And then you get feedback, and then you incorporate it into the show at some point.
In fact, Mr. Moore, that's exactly how our shows begin. They begin with just a bit of impro, and then we do that in front of an audience, and then pretty soon the show is an hour, and very soon after that it's an hour and a half, and then we just have to keep cutting it because otherwise the show would continue to grow, because whenever every show there are pockets which we devote to improvisation, and those pockets, depending on how we're going with the audience, how our relationship is going with the audience, with each other, with our roadie, with our technicians, those pockets can be larger or coin pocket sized.
All right. So what basic training do you guys come from? Any kind of particular discipline?
Well, we were in your garden variety 3-year actor training. So we got BAs in theatre, and you do a bit of everything. You've got acting, you've got voice, you've got movement, all that stuff. We did a little bit of mime. Some people come up to us and say, "Hey, what school did you go to, Lecoq?" Or and we did 2 weeks of mime in. It's just that we believe we're holding these objects. I think that's the key.
That is the key.
You got to believe you're holding
That's
the thing,
true.
even if it's not there. So we don't necessarily have all that technique. I mean, you can do that kind of stuff, but we are not really mimes. We just happen to be holding invisible things. I think there's a slight difference there.
So technically you're physical comedians. I mean, is that a good term for you?
Yeah, although we talk a lot too, so it's really hard to do. It's been 27 years, like you said.
No descriptive
We
words.
still can't figure out how to describe what we do, but it is very physical, and it's got a cartoon-like aspect to it. So it's almost like you're watching a cartoon. And there is mime in it, but it's the loudest mime you could possibly experience, because it's got sound effects, vocal sound effects mixed into it as well. So there's all this stuff.
It sounds terrible. You just don't explain it. We've got a publicist and a producer in the house, and they know it's very difficult to explain our show to people and say if you try and explain it, it just sounds terrible. That you've just got to watch it on YouTube and kind of go, oh yes, I understand now. I'll go and see that.
So it's very unique.
It's very unique, yes.
Yeah, very unique.
Yes. But that's a lot of the times a problem.
That's true. There's no specific category. Yeah, you can't. No label. There you go. And the technology involved in the show is pretty elaborate, no?
Well, it's elaborate, and yet it's very simple, because it's an empty stage, and all the worlds are created through our imaginations and the audiences concerted with us, which is a great thing. But it's us. We're interacting with lights. It's lights. So this is pretty much the set. You see.
Right now we're standing. There's a trailer truck. There's an 18-wheeler trailer truck on stage. There's a stadium on stage. There's a whole lot of Olympic equipment. There's possibly a barbecue on stage. There's probably stuff that we use in other shows. I think we travel with them as well because we got the room.
You can't see it, but it's there. But when the lights change, suddenly you can be on a different planet. If you interact with the lights, if you move with the lights, it's like watching a cut in a movie. It's great, and that's the relationship we have. The operators, the lighting and sound guys are the other comedians, because you need that relationship. So it goes bang, 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 bang.
Do you come to town with a lighting designer that works with you in the show specifically?
Yeah, everywhere apart from America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we thought we'd take our chances here. Lucky these guys are actually really good.
Pretty qualified people, right?
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
So you're here at Theatre 80 from February 21st, which was yesterday, through
To the 18th of March.
18th March.
18th of March.
Yeah.
And that's 5 days a week, 6 days a week?
It is 6 days a week. 6 days a week.
6 days a week.
No,
Yes.
Okay. And it shows at 8 o'clock every night?
it's 7 o'clock every
7
night.
o'clock, I'm sorry.
I think it's 7 o'clock on weekdays and 8 o'clock on weekends, just to confuse people. I think that's why we did that, just to keep them on their toes.
And I'll put a link in the website to allow people to find out what time the show is,
Good, yeah.
and where the show is, and where to get tickets.
That way we'll find out, because sometimes I'm not aware of when the show is. I got to pay more attention to that.
Yeah, some nights, Shane's mimed as well. I just do the show and it's just me on an empty stage. But Shane's there in spirit.
So if you had any prophetic comments to make to future performers, what might it be?
Just make it up as you go along.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Like, it has to be something you like. Don't try to anticipate what you think other people will like. You got to like it. That's got to be the core of it. You got to enjoy it in the first place.
That makes it believable.
Yeah, it makes it believable, and people connect to your enjoyment. If we're having fun on stage, it just catches. People catch that fun, and they know if you're not having fun. And it might be really slick and great and everything, but if they know you're having fun too, that they feel it.
Have you had any really peculiar, after 27 years you must have had some peculiar instances where you were performing in your show and something happened. Can you share that with us?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
One of the last times we performed Speed Mouse, which was this show, was we were in Eindhoven in Holland, and the curtain was shut and we were about to go on, and we had smoke backstage, and there was too much smoke, and we were trying to get rid of the smoke because it was just on one side of the stage, but we were all over there going like this, and Shane and I ran into each other and were taken to hospital instead of performing because I got 7 stitches in my head and Shane got 4.
Yeah, we've got little stars up there.
Oh my God.
Yeah, souvenirs from the Netherlands.
This show.
Yeah.
The show in the Netherlands, so that wasn't that long ago.
No, it was on a few years ago now. That one.
So far that the scars are pretty.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Yeah. It's kind of cleared up now. Yeah. I used to have just one line in the middle there. Now I've got 2 lines. Now the other one's a star.
We need to do the other side now.
Anything else you had happen to you while you were performing?
Well, it is funny because, there is a mime element to the show, and sometimes you get hecklers. Very rarely do we get hecklers, but you get someone will start yelling something out, and someone near them will say, "Shut up, I'm trying to listen to the mime," which no other mime show you will get a reaction. But the hecklers, they attack the hecklers. The people want to be part of the game.
Right.
It's a game. Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys.
It's a pleasure.
I appreciate it very much. I look forward to seeing the show again.
Yeah.
You saw it at the Joyce, and you have somebody else in the show as well, right?
Yeah.
You're a stage manager.
Yeah, we got Tina is running the show, and it's a union thing. We have to, we have to have Americans doing lights and sound, but also the most important person is running the show is Tina. She's up in the bio box up the back there.
And we've got a roadie to help us out on stage.
Yeah, no, the roadie he doesn't do much actually. There's no reason to have a roadie. This is the show, so he doesn't.
Went wrong with any of these props?
Nothing ever goes wrong, so we don't need a roadie. I'm not sure where we've got a roadie. I think that's an off-Broadway thing. It's an off-Broadway thing. I don't know why. I say we could just pay him the money and just have him go to the bowling. He doesn't have to hang around. I don't know why he's here.
He makes his presence obvious at some point during the show.
He shouldn't. But last night he actually made his way on stage last night, and I don't know. That shouldn't happen in the.
Like I needed a microphone, and
you can go and get your own. I can go and get you a microphone.
But I don't need to get a microphone because I've got a roadie. He can bring it on for me.
You know, it would have been quicker had you gone and get it. It took him. Did you see how slowly he's walking? He walks. Most roadies do this. This is most roadies.
He's off camera. Right.
Yeah, but he does it. He does it with.
This.
He does it with panache. I think.
He does.
Panache. I don't think you understand what the word panache means. Panache.
Yeah. Panache. No. Not ganache, which is a chocolate thing.
Did you bring him from Australia, or is he an American?
No, he's an American. He's the. I think it's a union thing.
It's a union thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know about this? Yeah, off Broadway, you need all these people, but then they don't do any. You know, he doesn't do anything.
It's a very simple show, right?
Yeah, very simple show. It's weird. Anyway.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for the roadie.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
No
It's a pleasure. Take care. That's the Umbilical Brothers, Theatre 80, St. Mark's Place, until March 18th. March 18th. Yeah, come and see it. It's a great show. Thanks.